test closeouts is running. M1D fuel bleed complete.
AFTS ready for launch.
Although you countdown, we've had a launch abort sequence start.
It looks like just after Falcon 9 entered startup mode, it threw an abort. We're currently looking into a little more details to see if we're able to continue today's mission. If not, we'll be using our backup day tomorrow at about the same time.
To operate in the vacuum of space, and it's going to be responsible for delivering Bangabandhu Sat-1 into its targeted geostationary transfer orbit. Now, at the very, very top of that rocket, that nose cone that you see there is called our payload fairing, and inside of it, Bangabandhu Satellite 1. The fairing is what protects the satellite from aerothermal heating and contamination as we travel through the Earth's atmosphere. But once we get into the vacuum of space, we jettison it, it'll separate from the rocket and fall back down to Earth. Now, if you've been watching our rockets for a while, you notice that Falcon 9 looks visibly different today. Most notably, we have this black inner stage, this black raceway cover, and these black landing legs. This is the color of our improved thermal protection system materials, or TPS as we call it, and it doesn't require painting. The new thermal protection material is a highly flame-resistant felt, which we expect to be more rapidly reusable than the cork that we previously used. Now, all these changes reflect our ongoing efforts to build not just reusable rockets, but rockets that are rapidly reusable. Eventually, we hope that rocket launches will become like commercial airplanes, where the rockets can be flown over and over again with minimal refurbishments in between. We'll talk more about the Block 5 upgrades later in the webcast, but with just a few minutes left before liftoff, let's get a status update.
Hi, I'm Michael Hammersley, a materials engineer in our avionics department, and I'll be bringing you status updates on the vehicle. Falcon 9 rolled out to the pad with the Bangabandhu Satellite 1 payload last night at about 8 p.m. local time, and it went vertical at roughly 8 a.m. local time this
И последний вопрос, на который отвечу. Какие у SpaceX конкуренты в США на данный момент? Это... Ой, надо таймер убрать, висит уже следующий таймер на завтра.
To operate in the vacuum of space, and it's going to be responsible for delivering Bangabandhu Sat-1 into its targeted geostationary transfer orbit. Now, at the very, very top of that rocket, that nose cone that you see there is called our payload fairing, and inside of it, Bangabandhu Satellite 1. The fairing is what protects the
loaded at the moment. We pressurize the tanks with helium. Those are at just under 100%. We'll slowly be trickling in additional helium. Those hold the pressure in the tanks when we're emptying the tanks of fuel during ascent. We're also planning on recovering the first stage of today's Falcon 9. The drone ship, Of Course I Still Love You, is currently holding position 340 nautical miles southeast of Kennedy Space Center. And after stage separation around T plus 3.5 minutes.
Bangabandhu Satellite 1 is designed to reduce the digital divide in Bangladesh by providing broadcasting and communication services all over the country, and particularly in rural zones. This satellite will highly contribute to the economic development of Bangladesh. Being the country's first telecom satellite, it also represents the confirmation of Bangladesh entry into the high-tech space sphere. And at Thales Alenia Space, we are delighted to contribute and make this happen. The teams from Bangladesh worked with us in a very professional and human way. We will never forget the emotional and decisive moment of the satellite's acceptance review in our clean rooms. The entire delegation, with the Bangladeshi flag in their hands, began to sing in unison in front of a huge silvery mass of the Bangabandhu Satellite 1. It's moments like these that really lend meaning to our motto, Space for Life. I would like to congratulate all teams involved for doing such a fantastic job. Thales Alenia Space teams for their large contribution and for having delivered the satellite on time. Spectra, our efficient satellite ground segment partner in Bangladesh, and SPI team for the close cooperation with our teams along the program. Finally, I would like to warmly thank BTRC for entrusting us with the first satellite. From beginning to end, you can count on Thales Alenia Space. Joy Bangabandhu, joy Bangladesh.
Number 5. As you might have heard about with SpaceX's recent PAS mission, they tried to reuse the fairing and barely made it. So, with the Falcon 9 Block 5, it will have an all-reusable fairing, which is very important because it's reported reported that each fairing costs up to $6 million to make, which will shave the cost off the rocket even more.